Hello, my dear ones. Welcome to Jessica's Intuition. Welcome to the next weekly reading. Before we start here, I definitely need to mention something briefly, only for those who are not interested. You can feel free to fast forward. We are looking at the week from the 24th of March into the 30th of March, so March is coming to an end. And the following week, we are already in April. Before we start, I noticed in the last weekly reading, it definitely resonated better with you that I did all 12 zodiac signs as a general message. That was clear to me. So, it has always been like that in the past. In my first year, I did that. Then at some point, I generally stopped it. Then I tried it again. So in 2021, 2022. And then finally, I think in 2023, I didn't do it anymore. And last year, 2024, not at all. I would like to try it, so I definitely want to keep doing it for all 12 zodiac signs. I actually try on Friday, Saturday evening, depending on when I have time, to film for you so that you all receive it on Sunday. I can't always promise that it will be ready by 8 o'clock on Sunday. Maybe a little later. But in any case, I've decided that I will publish them all on Sunday. And not before that. I also considered whether to publish them earlier once they're ready. But I think I'll release them all at the same time on Sunday. Unless I change my mind during the week, no idea. I'm still thinking about it. Exactly. As I said, I don't know if everything will work out at 8 o'clock in the morning this time. It's almost Saturday night now. Yes, I just have to see. Then I definitely wanted to mention here that some comments last week didn't sit well with me. First of all, this is my channel. If I want to include an introduction here, then I will. That's the first thing. I don't know how long it will be. I say that in advance. You are not forced to listen to it. As I said, you can also fast forward. Anyone who is only interested in the card readings can actually leave my channel. So, I'm very straightforward about this because I want to have a community here that stands behind me and appreciates it, knows what I'm saying here. And it's not just solely about the card readings. I've said it before, I'm not a card reading machine that it's only about the card readings here. Here, it's also about astrology, and in every weekly reading, we actually choose what astrologically awaits us in the week. I am genuinely happy, I must honestly say, when people reach out and leave a comment. That's how you can find the flaw in the ointment and simply fish it out. So I have deleted a few comments and actually also blocked a few users. As I said, if something doesn't suit me, I just do it. And I wanted to mention that I find it very disrespectful to even bring it up. And as I said, I don't want to make a big deal out of it. I won't even bother with it anymore. I just wanted to mention it once. Anyone who stands out to me will be blocked immediately. Alright, that's just a heads up. The 72-hour forecast was also very well received by you. It will be available again on Thursday for all 12 zodiac signs. What I noticed about that is the timestamps. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I will not be adding timestamps. That I won't be writing down when each sign comes up. If any of you would like to do that, feel free to do so. I am very grateful to you for that. About it, I also remember such things. And maybe I'll pick you out someday and you'll get a little goodie from me. Always remember, it's a give and take. I lay out the cards for you here. I don't have time for everything. And unfortunately, I don't have time to do that for all 4 channels. That's why I didn't do it. You are welcome to write in the comments when your reading begins. I am not upset about that. I am very grateful. There's good karma for you. And as I said, you also stand out to me because of it. Comments like the timestamps are missing or whatever, they stand out negatively. I just wanted to mention that so you are aware. I see everything. I also see things that are not visible. So in that sense, I see everything. Yes, that's just a preliminary note. I hope I haven't forgotten anything now. I had told you that I have a course over the weekend, which actually runs from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. from Friday to Sunday. These readings will be released on Sunday, out. At some point during the day, the remaining spring readings will be released on all channels as well. And I will actually also try to publish the weekly reading on all channels from now on. So that is actually my current project that I want to start. As mentioned, the remaining spring readings will be released at some point on Sunday during the day. And then, starting Monday, the April readings will follow. First the monthly reading, then the me and my counterpart reading. I know. I still have a few love readings pending about what's coming in the love perspective. I think I will also do those this week. But I also have a few appointments this week. I'm not sure how I'll manage to do it all. Then we also have the new moon this week, for which an oracle will be released. Then we have Neptune, which is growing in the sign. And I would actually like to make a video about that as well. So I just have to see. Maybe I'll do it like this. I'll first do the April readings because they are a priority. Then I'll do the remaining love readings. I think there are still 7 missing from the timeless ones. After that, I will do the me and my counterpart readings. They will probably come in already in April, but everything is also timeless to some extent. There is a reading released every month for this row out a layout. If it comes out a few days into April, I think it's not too bad. So, I think I'm done with the complaining. Yes, as I said, for me, that's just not acceptable. I just wanted to mention that once. And with that, the matter is settled for me, because I don't celebrate or like that at all. Well, as I said, we're looking at the week from the 24th to the 30th March. The weekly readings won't be too long. Of course, the intro I speak will be included in every zodiac sign. That sometimes lasts longer than the actual reading. As I said, it's all a message. And it's all important for the next week, not just the card reading. And ultimately, they are weekly readings. Almost every day a video is released on my channel. That's why I can't make all videos 30 minutes long. That simply doesn't work for me. As I said, if it doesn't fit, you can feel free to take the door and just leave. So, what's coming up this week? We have directly on Monday the 3rd. On the 24th of March, we have the Sun conjunct Mercury. Mercury is currently at 4 degrees again. It is retrograde, which means it is going back into Pisces. I had told you that it was at 9 degrees again. And it is now at 4 degrees again. And indeed, on Monday, it might happen that we feel major turning points, or that a major turning point occurs. It could also be that something from the past comes up again. Something, yes, that was something we want to bring forward, especially like Mercury. It stands for our mind as well, for communication. The sun always illuminates this. They are practically right next to each other, so they are directly, let's say, in the radix, they are directly next to each other, the conjunction. And this can indeed also mean, yes, where should it go for you now? In which direction is it allowed to go now? In general, what, how, what, where? So, it can indeed mean where with you. Where to with you? How should it move forward now? That is indeed so. With Mercury conjunct, so Sun conjunction Mercury, it can indeed be directly on Monday that you also feel it. Only the energies, or rather, yes, the energies, they know no time, they are there, they are already there now. Only one person feels it earlier, another feels it later. Then on the 27th of March, we have Venus, which is retrograde conjunction Neptune. So I would actually take this week to take time for yourself. So I would take time so that you take time for yourself, that you also withdraw, that you think a lot. This week, how it may generally continue for you. Because we also have the new moon. It will be a very, very spiritual week. I believe the week will not be easy. I'm telling you that now. As I said, on the 27th of March, we have Venus retrograde conjunction Neptune. Neptune is currently at 29 degrees. Pisces, as I said, it is also changing its sign. It may actually be that we are more emotional, that we are more sensitive, more compassionate. It may also be that we want to heal or want to heal ourselves. That things come up simply, that we are allowed to process, that we may have pushed aside. Forgiveness issues as well, things like that. Just forgiving oneself. This is definitely a time for spirituality to go within, to be with oneself. Just as I said, also taking time for oneself, as I have already mentioned, can also mean major cleansing processes. As I said, the theme of healing, the theme of cleansing. Even there, I am definitely with the star energy. I just have to say it like that. We have, on the 27th, In March, we also have Lilith changing her sign. She changes every 9 years. And she is also moving into Scorpio. I'm very curious to see how this energy will affect us. However, she will be in Scorpio until the 20th. December, then she will go retrograde and come back again, just as a preliminary note. And then we actually have, on the 29th, March, which is a Saturday, the 29th. March, we have the eclipse. That means the solar eclipse at 8, or rather 9 degrees Aries. Yes. The new moon in Aries is coming up. New disrupts, exactly, new disrupts. New start energies, is it a fire energy? This is a very, very active energy. Strong willpower, a new chapter may open. We already had on Thursday the new astrological year that began. That was also, I must honestly say, on that day I actually also started something new. So it is, at the moment, everything is going very well for me. I can't say it any other way. So the year is really under a good start for me. I hope it's the same for you, that you are making good progress. Also in your endeavors. As I said, for me, there was also a topic that I kept putting off. I've been putting it off since last year. And I knew that I had to tackle it sometime this year. I kept postponing it. And now also with the eclipse season, by the way, this is now the last eclipse at the beginning of the year. The second of 4. And with that, the eclipse season is also over for now. It will only return at the end of the year in September, October. And it is indeed the case during the eclipse season, or rather, regarding the retrogrades, I mentioned this in an astrological forecast. For March, things will resurface that we have, postponed, simply things we haven't addressed. And that has indeed happened to me. And I can't tell you otherwise. Tackle the things you are putting off. One day you will be confronted with them again, sooner or later. And yes, for me, a few things were indeed already too late. But I knew it myself. My hands were simply tied. I didn't have a solution for it. And I knew the solution would come eventually when the time was right. I was then forced to do something else instead of what I actually wanted. And ultimately it came to fruition for me on Thursday. Or rather, finally on Friday. I am very grateful and very happy that I was there. I no longer have a problem in that regard. Yes. As I said, some might want to take a look back to last year, September, October, during the eclipse season also. What was pending then, whether you have completed it now or not. We have, as mentioned, the new moon in Aries, which is a very strong energy. It's also such an energy again. For the next 6 months, where I would say, look at what you intended back then. Whether it has now been fulfilled, realized. What still needs to be looked at? What still needs to be addressed? What can finally be completed? What can be started anew? A new chapter? Open a new chapter. That's exactly how it is. Under the motto, I would also say, as mentioned, there will be another video about it. I will probably manage to film the video on Thursday, or maybe already on Wednesday, and then it will be published for you on Thursday. That's how I feel about the new moon in Aries. I'm very curious about it. Yes, that's it for now. And then, my dear ones, what can I say on the 30th? In March, we have Neptune in Aries. I think this week Mercury will also, won't it go back over Aries again? I have a feeling, won't it go back again this week? Hold on, I need to quickly check my astrology tool. So I think it goes again on the 29th, right? I believe on the 29th, Mercury goes back into Pisces again. But I'm not 100% sure. Who is currently on Monday, it is at 4 degrees. I think it will again. I think it was on the 29th. On the 29th, Mercury goes back into Pisces again. Yes, the 29th. That was it. I didn't write it down. Thought I would remember it. All right, let's finally get to the last part. The 30th? Yes, the 30th of March. Neptune in the sign of Aries. This actually only happens every 164 years. 164 years ago, none of us were around, so we don't know how it will be. And especially the constellation that is present now, it hasn't been there before. And Neptune in Aries actually stays until the 22nd. 2025 in Aries. Then it becomes retrograde again and goes back into Pisces. And then in January, I believe it was the 25th or the 26th, Jan, Neptune goes back into the sign of Aries. So this Aries 0 point is very, very important. I watched a video by Silke Schafer 2 days ago or so. So when she published it, the last video from me, super informative. There were just such awesome messages in it. I can only recommend it to you. Watch the video. The professional astrologer. And she mentioned and talked about some things that are just wow, what awaits us. A new cycle is opening. As I said, this transit, we haven't seen or experienced it in our lifetimes. It can actually mean that we are heading into major new beginnings. In general, new energy, new world. Everything will be a bit different. Everything will change, also on a global scale. We have the feeling, I think, yes, the urge for it, especially with Aries and Neptune. Also the urge to start anew, to begin again. Perhaps also to realize our dreams. Big new dreams, a bigger, greater or newer life. And I also like to say lately, hold on to your vision. And most of you here have probably noticed that something has also come true for me in the last few weeks, for which I am very grateful that it happened the way it did. Ultimately, also with my other channels, that was a very, 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 very deep-seated wish of mine to eventually start the English one. Now, I am also available in Spanish or Turkish. And yes, I am curious to see what else is to come. So at the moment, I am really very, very happy. Of course, there are a few things that still need to be addressed, things you like to look at. I just took the deck of cards and there was the Ace of Cups under the deck, which also tells me that there are very, very big new beginnings this week. Very important new beginnings as well. I also believe that for many, a new beginning is coming this week. Okay, my dears, I'll leave it here with this intro for now. A good 18 minutes have passed. As I said, I'm not rushing myself anymore. I'm also taking the time to tell you about it. A little reminder. I have decided that you will get the annual reading for 2026 with a 25% early bird discount. I am extending it for another week. For those who still want to participate, let's say until the 31st of March, because the 30th of March, we're going until the 31st of March in 2025. You can purchase the annual reading for 2026 with the early bird discount for 25% less. Anyway, book the annual reading for 2025. I will remove it sometime next month or the month after, and then I will already put in 2027. But for now, it will remain available. And yes, this reading will be released on Sunday. Anyone who still wants the spring reading at a discount can do so until Sunday the 23rd March. Save 20% on the spring reading without any additional code. When you add it to the cart, it will be automatically deducted. Exactly, that's just for you. Oh, my dears. I would say let's start with the zodiac signs and see you soon in the videos. Hello, dear Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's take a look. Always feel free to not only look at your zodiac sign, meaning not just your sun sign, but also your moon sign and your ascendant sign. Or also check where your personal planets are positioned. I would always watch videos as well. You can find a link in the info box below where you can calculate your birth chart. And then you can take a look at where your placements are. Exactly. Always remember that the roles in a reading can be reversed. Time is always relative, time moves, and these are always collective readings, general readings. Of course, it may also be that not everything will resonate with you and this reading here. Yes, and all important information, all important links, and also the cards I use can always be found below in the info box. And everything I currently offer can be found on my website. I actually saw the Nine of Swords a few times while pre-shuffling. Queen of Wands. So now is the time to address the things that give you headaches, where your thoughts keep circling, where yes, maybe it's also painful, distressing, to face the truth now, to conclude everything here with 9. After that comes the 10 of Swords. 9 is the highest single-digit number. It is the time of completion. It is time to finally conclude the things that give you headaches. This can also involve sleepless nights. The Queen of Wands also addresses her problems or her matters. She is ready to take action, is independent and free. It's also about freeing yourself from the things that rob you of sleep, that perhaps repeatedly cause you headaches. These new swords above the head. You constantly have these thoughts, these circling thoughts in your environment or in your head, in your life. Finally concluded here. Get to the bottom of things and try to finally conclude it for yourself. I have sorted out the 3 cards up here, the moon cards. We have the new moon, a new beginning is approaching. Then we have the new moon in Aries, time to act, and the solar eclipse, a massive change that wants to come now. Be ready for it, yes, be ready to change things here. We have received the Knight of Swords and the 3 of Cups. The Knight of Swords is very determined, ambitious, also very daring, courageous, brave, and he tackles his matters head on. And for you, it's also about time. It's time to act, tackle things. There will be reasons again to celebrate, to have joy and fun in life. It might actually be the case that there's something causing you headaches with another person. Then it's about going out to have fun, mingling with people again, meeting others, right? So face reality and be ready to break free from old things. From things that, I don't want to say make you unhappy, but simply give you headaches and restless nights. It's time to have fun in life again. Cards have been separated, yes, to leave the old burdens behind, to let go of the old loads. Take your destiny into your own hands now. Fateful changes, fateful new opportunities are coming your way this week, which you should seize. It's a week of change, tremendous change. As I said, let's put it this way. On Saturday, we have the new moon in Aries. On Sunday, Neptune moves into Aries. A lot of changes are coming now. Be ready for it. Be ready for your change. Yes, and here we already have the 8 of Cups. You will leave this situation. You will also make the decision here. The departure with a heavy heart. The 8 of Cups. You leave something behind because you have been disappointed. Because you realize it actually fulfills. These 8 cups are not enough for you. And with the 3 of Wands, you will take a completely new path here. You will definitely take action here, even this week. You are no longer interested in this sorrow, in these worries. Whatever it may be, I'll leave it at that. I like it. Let's take a look at your moon energy. I will now draw a card for you from the Moonology Oracle. Let's see, one more message for you, please. The end of a difficult phase. Look, under the deck we have the lunar eclipse. We just recently had the result within reach. We have received here the end of a difficult phase. And this is now also the end of a difficult phase, a tough time. This will definitely come to an end this week. If you are ready to leave this situation, be ready to leave this situation. Then a lot will change for you this week. Faithfully, take your destiny into your own hands now. Let's see. I will now lay another row of cards for you in the continuation. Then we'll see what will come your way. I will draw a power animal for you. Which power animal will accompany you this week? Then we'll draw a soul message for you and obtain an angel message for you. This can be an answer to your question or advice for you. And finally, we'll also draw a love message for you. You now have the choice to view the continuation between 2 different links, at least on the German channel. The first link is always the one that leads you to my website. There you can always view the continuations individually. It's very important that you always receive 2 emails. You receive a confirmation email, which contains your invoice. Then you receive a second email, which includes a button that directs you to the continuation. Feel free to check the spam folder as well. This email can indeed end up in the spam folder. Then you also have the option to view the continuation through the channel membership here on YouTube. This is the second link, which then leads you to the continuation of the channel membership. However, you can only watch the video if you are a channel member. There you will find a third link, which then takes you to the area of my channel membership. There you can sign up for a channel membership. From the second level here, starting with the Soul Community Bronze, you have access to all continuations of the weekly readings. And you can always find these links below in the info box and also in the top comment. I look forward to welcoming you there soon, and to everyone else, I wish you a wonderful week. All the best and see you at the next reading.